Hi, I'm here with Anthony, the CEO of Legacy's Angels out of
sir.
Dallas. Welcome. We are in NEMTAC 2025 Transform here in Dallas and getting a chance to sit down with our transportation providers as we get insights in the NEMT industry.
Thank you for inviting me.
Anthony, I just wanted you to give me the background and how you got into the NEMT industry.
So my story for starting a business is a little bit of a personal one. When I was a few years back, I used to transport my mother and my mother-in-law back and forth to their doctor's appointments. So after their passing, I was going through some paperwork and found that the NEMT paperwork that they had issued me to see about the business. I followed through with it and then came across the information for it, and that's why I started the business, because what I noticed is that when I would drop them off, that I would see people waiting hours to get picked up for their transport. And I was like, nobody should be treated that way. So it got me to look into the industry.
Well, it's good you are in the industry, and again, I always like to hear the stories of how operators get into the NEMT. What first interested you about NEMT?
And that's just it. It's like the care and compassion of it. So, like I was saying earlier, is that people are waiting hours for trips, and I don't think anybody should be waiting that long. It's one thing to maybe be a few minutes late, but if I'm taking my mom to the doctor, you're waiting for her. When she's done and we're going home, you're still waiting. That's no reason for that. So I saw the need there, and that's one of the reasons for me jumping in.
I couldn't agree more. I used to say my grandma is the most precious property we have, and when we transport her, I want her to be transported with white glove service.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I appreciate
absolutely.
that. I think we always have a family member that we've seen wait too long, not get the treat or service level that we expect for our family. And again, they are most important cargo.
And that is one thing that we base our business on, is that I want our clients to be treated the way I would want my mother treated.
100%. I love it. All right, Anthony, what's the best business advice you've received as you've grown the company?
To not compromise my integrity for the reason I started the business for profit. Because so often we see people chase dollars instead of sticking with the reason we started, to treat people compassionately, make sure they're taken care of. We always have to remember, at the end of the day, this is a people business.
100%.
And they need to be treated right.
I couldn't agree more. Excellent, excellent. So what are you excited about in the NEMT?
Just the growth. I'm here at my first NEMTAC convention.
Welcome.
And
First of many.
Yes. And we just learning and continuing to grow. Hopefully we get more standardized policies and different things in the industry along the board, because we see so many companies doing different things. If we have some standards that'll help us, but that continued growth and everybody coming together from all across the country is amazing.
We're happy to have you here. And again, what we look forward to with NEMTAC is the growth for federal standards. And our goal is to move mobility forward with a federal standard that protects good operators such as yourself in their growth model, protecting, of course, what's the most important cargo, which is our patients,
clients,
and your mom and my grandma.
That's it.
So where do you see yourself in the next year with the operation?
So continuing to grow. When I first started, I was told here in the Dallas area we're oversaturated.
Okay.
And from starting to get out there, I noticed we may be somewhat oversaturated, but they're not getting the quality. So we're not oversaturated on quality of service.
Got it.
And we see too many people who come with their vans that are not in a safe way. They're not clean. And like I said, this is the people business. We want to make sure they're treated right. So I'm going to continue to grow as hard as I can and as well as I can to keep the clients taken care of.
Excellent. And in 5 years, where are you going to be?
I want to try and double my fleet in the next 5 years.
Excellent.
To like I said, that continued growth. I want to be one of the major players here in the DFW area.
Excellent. And you want to stay with the wheelchair accessible vehicles?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Excellent. There's big demand and big growth as
Yes,
we
sir.
age out as a population.
We still have those baby boomers coming out, and as our community starts to get older, we're just growing and growing with that community, and we want to make sure they're taken care of.
100%. Couldn't agree more. So what's the hardest challenge you've had in the business?
Honestly, the hardest thing has been finance. A lot of companies, a lot of financial companies don't want to give you a chance. So you're a few years in the business, you have to prove yourself. Things are higher because you're unproven.
Yep.
So the first couple of years, you just have to buckle down and make sure all your budgeting is done correctly, because we have some big bills in this business, and including insurance.
This
we
is
have,
true.
We
This
have
is
to pay
true.
for our insurance because we're, like I said, again, we're dealing with precious cargo, so
Yep.
insurance is a little bit higher. We also have to take care of different things like payroll, the maintenance on the vehicles. Just like I said, you want to make sure the vehicles are maintained, because you don't want to be that company that's not. So
For sure.
just the financial continued growth is the hardest part of it.
Well, we always say the 3-year mark. If you can get through the 3 years, the next 30 are easy.
That's
so
it.
It's
That's it.
and I respect you, and I know that you've built the foundation to make a great business.
That's it.
So, if you would give me a story of a patient that your company transported that made your day.
So on a day-to-day, we're taking care of the normal medical trips, appointments and everything. The one that made me smile, I had a 80-year-old couple who wanted to go see their great-granddaughter's wedding. And the grandmother was so excited. She had got on her beautiful dress. She had the frills on it and everything. And we got her there. When I went back to pick her up, the smile on her face was just amazing. She said she got out there, she tried to dance a little bit. She was getting to see people she hadn't seen in years. Those are the trips that make us smile.
That's great to hear. You bring a tear to my eye.
And
So what do you want to see, switching gears, what do you want to see from the industry? Like, what changes do you think would benefit the industry as a whole and benefit the operation?
that would be that comes with the standardizing everything.
Okay.
When I first wanted to start, I was getting mentorship from someone who is outside of Texas.
Okay.
But we still have to find out which licenses and which laws we have to follow here in Texas. So I got bounced from the city to the county to the state and back to find out that there was a license that I was looking for that I didn't need here in Texas. So just to know we have something that's a standard, that this is what we need for this industry, would be a lot better.
And you're not alone in that challenge that you have. Every state, every county is different. So it can be the difference between Texas 750K AL limits to Florida 300K to Nevada 1.5 million. So it's all over the board. So it is confusing, and I completely understand where you're coming from. Again, NEMTAC is looking at a federal standard to control those variables, so you know what licensing you're needing for the county, for the state, and from a federal level to be able to operate effectively and compliant with the state.
And on that also, when we deal with different facilities and brokers, we have that same issue. It's like this one wants 1.5, this one wants 2. So we definitely need a standard that we need to have so we can make it streamlined.
Luckily, Anthony, we do have S.W.A.N, so you can sleep well at night, because we check all your certs and make sure we get all those contracts.
Yes, sir.
And we want you to go upstream. So if you get those hospital contracts, we can get those limits for you.
That's it.
So what's your inspiration? What moves you forward? I know your mom's a big, very important to you. You saw that service.
And that's basically what it is. It's to, I still work my full-time job because I'm working the financial side of it. But I was able to change my schedule at work to take care of my mom. So everybody can't do that. So my inspiration is to make sure that our clients out there get the treatment that I would want my mother to have on the same if I wasn't able to take it.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate your time today on NEMT Insights, and I look forward to working with you in the future as you grow your operation.
Thank you.